Hi, this is a quick tutorial on how to use the Color Skimmer 4 shader. After you download it, you should import your custom package, and it will be named CSH4. This convention will be the same for all the family of shaders and also for the assets inside the package. CSH stands for Color Skimmer, and this is the number of textures it can map. I will import everything, and as a result you get a series of folders. Under scenes, you can find a demo scene, and this is the result. This mesh is actually part of the Unity standard assets, and you can download it for free in the asset store. And you can also find it under the car folder. Now, if I select only the chassis, which is the first of the meshes, you can see that it has a material in it with the CSH4 shader already applied. Then I have also applied some textures to it, and those textures can be found on the textures folder. Now, a quick tip is that you can see that if I have it selected, I can see the mesh lines, and this is somehow distracting. But if I unselect it, I lose the information in the inspector. For this, I usually just lock the inspector and then unselect. Okay, so specifically about the shader, you see that you have one base color that you can change anytime, and then textures that tell the, the model how these colors should be applied. Now, for now, the textures I'm using are pure black and white textures. Where the texture is white, then this color will be fully painted, and where the texture is black, no color at all will be painted. You can also use gray values, but for purposes of this demonstration, I prefer to use just black and white. Another thing you have to bear in mind is that the order of the textures is important. This yellow color, which are these lines, is mapped on top of the result of what the previous three textures did. So for example, if this texture that has these lines was to be below this texture which has the soft shadows, then it wouldn't render because this texture has information on top of it. Let me show you what I mean. If I map the soft shadows to the yellow value and the hand painted to the first value, you cannot see those lines because this yellow color is painting on top of it. Actually, if I leave this with no texture, you can see that it's actually rendering this color, but it was then being covered by the soft shadows on top. So you have to pay attention to the order in which you do things. Now, if you wanted to create your own material, you would simply create a new material. Let me unlock this to see the result. And you would select your shader under Color Skimmer and the simple version. I will talk about the baked version a little bit later. So you just select it, and there you have your new material. And then you can select your textures, for example. And then I will apply this material to the car, and then I can change the color of the material, just like that. Okay. Now, once you're happy with the results of your coloring, of your scheming, you would select the mesh that contains the shader, and under Window, you find the Color Skimmer Baker, and you would select the one that fits the number of channels of your model. If you click on it, you have a new folder which is named baked and then the name of your mesh. And here you have a new material which is the baked version of the one you created. You can still modify it, and let me apply it to my car. You can still modify it, but you use a new created texture, which is the atlas of the textures you previously applied. It's as simple as that. If you have any questions, don't have to send me an email or leave a comment, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.